Geometer is helping a group of travelers through a narrow pass in the mountains. There are some large chaos stones blocking the path. He has located an empty space to move the stones so that they won't interfere with this group or any group that comes after them, and he needs to place the stones carefully to make them fit. In order to do so, he has decided to use a scale drawing to help him place the stones. He measured the empty space to be 8 feet wide and 9 feet long. He adjusted his scale to fit on the grid as shown. Each tiny square is 0.5 inches on each side. What is the scale of Geometer's blueprint? Enter your answer as a fraction like this, 32.5 divided by 5. Okay, so to find the scale, we're going to compare the actual length that he measured the space to be. We're going to multiply that by the scale factor, and that's going to give us the length on the blueprint. So now I'm just going to use some substitution really fast. So the actual length he measured it to be 9 feet long, so the actual length was 9 feet. I don't know what the scale factor is. That's what we're finding. So I'm going to represent that by S. And the length of the blueprint is, I'm going to count and remember that each one of these that I count is a half an inch. Oh, I'm going to add this. It's 9 feet. So this length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27 of the tiny grids, and 27 is a half an inch each. So I'm going to take 27 and multiply it by 0.5 to find out how long it is, because there's 27 of those boxes. Each box is a half an inch. So that length is 13.5. So the length of the blueprint is 13.5 inches. So the first thing that I'm noticing is when I'm setting this up, this is feet and this is inches. So we're gonna, I'm gonna convert all to inches. So 9 feet times 12, because there's 12 inches in a foot. So there's a total of 108 inches in 9 feet. So this changes to 108 inches. And then I want to find what the scale factor is. So I'm going to divide both sides by 108 inches. And so the scale factor is going to be 13.5. 13.5 So I'm going to take 13.5 inches and divide it by 108. So 13.5 divided by 108. And that gives us 0.125. Now it wants it like a fraction, so this is what I can do. I can type in, I'm going to click simplify and 13.5 divided by 108. It still is giving us a decimal and 0. So I'd just say fraction, or I'll do decimal. Decimal to fraction, 0.125. So then it's converting it to 1/8. So this is 1/8. So then I can come over here and remember that our scale factor is equal to 1/8. Okay, so then it says Geometer measured the first chaos stone to be 152 inches wide and 74 inches long. What is the scaled length of the first stone in inches? So again, remember our original equation was the actual length times the scale factor is equal to the drawing's length. So we're going to set that up. So actual length times the scale factor is going to equal our drawing length. So the actual length on this is 74 inches. So we have 74 inches times our scale factor, which is 1/8. We type that into our calculator. 74 times 1/8. And that gives us 9.25. So on the drawing, it is 9.25 inches long. And then this one is wanting to know what is the scaled width of the first stone. Okay, so again, we're going from the actual length, timesing it by the scale factor to find our drawing, and the actual width is 152 inches wide, given right here. So we're going to times that by our scale factor, which is 1/8. That's going to equal our drawing width. So 152 times 1/8 gives us 19. So this will be 19 inches wide. So there's stone 1. The second stone is 89.6 inches wide and 48 inches long. What is the scaled length of the second stone? So again, we have the length, the actual length, which was 48 times 1/8. That's going to give us our scaled, which is 6. So then the width of this, the width of it was 89.6. We're going to multiply that by 1/8. So 89.6, multiply that by 1/8. That gives us 11.2. Then there's a third one. It says it's 115.2 inches wide and 72 inches long. So to find the drawing length, we would first do 72 inches times 1/8. So 72 times 1/8 is going to give us 9. And then the next one that we're setting up is how wide is it? It was 115.2. So we're going to multiply that by 1/8. That's going to equal 14.4. Okay, so now we have, and now place the chaos stones in the space so that they do not touch each other. Click and drag the corners of the stones to move them. Use the sliders below to rotate the stones. So we click on them. They can't touch. And so I'm going to rotate that one so it's flat. And they're not touching. They're not touching. So then the code is 563, pinwheel 464.